Vishal Manchanda, Senior Vice President, Institutional Research at Systematics Shares and Stocks, is joining us on the phone line. Vishal, thanks so much for joining in. I'm sure that you've got a lot to think about today, and we spoke just yesterday. And pharmaceuticals was an exception in the list that we were discussing yesterday, but things have changed quite dramatically. The index as a whole down about 4% or so. What do you make of the latest development?
Yeah, so I think there have been comments that we'll see the pharma sector coming under tariffs very soon. So basically that review should not take long, and we'll have tariffs on the sector and probably at levels not seen before. So that's the comments. Those are the comments that we are hearing on the sector. But I think I'll kind of reiterate my view on this. So I think even if tariffs are imposed on the sector, they will be inflationary, and so I would divide this space, pharma space, into three categories. One is the commodity generics, wherein I think tariffs will be passed to the consumer because there is no space for Indian companies to absorb. Neither is there are capacities in the US to replace the Indian demand that's coming, Indian supplies that is coming. So broadly, that's where I am on the commodity generics. Then there is a second part to the business, which is high value generics, like those of drugs like Revlimid and others. So I think on those we might see some impact, but the dependence is not very large as of now. So I don't think that will create, that is something we need to worry about in terms of the numbers that can basically it will not dent the numbers basically too much. And the third is the NCE portfolio. I think the only company there is Sun Pharma, which I think even there the impact should not be more than 1 to 2% of their overall net profits.
Okay,
so broadly, I'm not worried about this.
You're not worried. So therefore, the kind of drawdowns that we're seeing right now are overdone in your opinion. And in this scenario, considering that you're not too worried, what would you be looking at and saying this looks very attractive right now?
So I think I was the prices, some of the prices in the large cap spaces, I was kind of I think they were on an elevated level. Now probably they are at a more comfortable level to look at these stocks.
Can you name a few stocks that you were looking at specifically, Vishal?
So I think among the names, I prefer Sun Pharma and Cipla. So those are the names I would recommend investors to look at.
Okay. When it comes to CDMO companies though, considering the valuation picture and considering what you told us about the three segments that you're looking at and the implications of potential tariffs and considering valuations, what would be your opinion? Would you still be bullish?
Yes, so I'll remain positive on the sector because of the strong fundamentals in terms of the large US FDA approved infrastructure we have to cater to the global markets. Then the capabilities around pharmaceuticals, and we are also kind of slowly getting into NCEs. So fundamentally, we are poised well. There might be some temporary disruptions in account of the tariffs because of the transition. That's the only thing we need to be prepared for, the transition of tariffs coming in. So that's where there will be some disruption, but I think post that things should be smooth.
Sir, considering a temporary disruption as well, do you think then for a shorter term perspective, domestic players will be a better bet right now? That is one part of my question. And secondly, then would you also kind of diversify into hospitals and diagnostics, if not these pharma CDMO companies?
I think these are safe havens. The valuations pretty much account for these being safe havens. But I think if you want to kind of get that alpha, probably we'll need to figure out something from these names which have corrected.
Is there a potential, Vishal, in your opinion, of carve-outs within this space? I know you broke it up into three buckets, but possibility of a CDMO and biosimilar being exempted from the tariff list?
Unlikely. I don't think so at least for biosimilars, I think that's a category where probably US would have capacities and a lot of capacities to take care of their demand. So probably that's a sector I would be worried about rather than be positive about.
Understood. Thanks so much for joining me. joining us this morning and for your insight. Absolutely vital having you this morning. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you.